Cleaning and re-greasing the rails and bearings in your Metal X printer's motion system can maintain and improve the gantry performance. The cleaning procedure outlined in this video should be carried out preventatively about every 500 print hours. To determine whether corrective rail maintenance procedures are required between scheduled cleanings, we can use the Concentric Shells Test Print. This test print can be found by navigating to the menu, Utilities, Test Prints, Concentric Shells Test Print. The test print will help you determine whether the rail maintenance procedure must be performed ahead of schedule. Once the diagnostic print is complete, look for gaps between the concentric shell layers. Compare the print to the following examples to determine whether cleaning and re-greasing is necessary. If we see no gaps in the shells like the image shown, then no immediate cleaning or greasing is necessary. If we see some small gaps in the shells like the image shown, then some light cleaning action is recommended. However, if we see large gaps in the shells like this image shown, then performing the following motion system maintenance is highly recommended. We will need the following equipment to complete the motion system maintenance for our Metal X printer. We will need a motion system maintenance kit. This includes blunt grease with the injection syringe, chem wipes or other lint-free wipes, and nitrile gloves. First, we will want to move the print head by hand to the back left corner over the wiping station. Next, wipe down the Y rail in both the front and rear X rails using a lint-free wipe. You should see some plaque debris coming off the rails onto the wipe. It is not necessary to thoroughly scrub the rails, 1 or 2 passes should suffice. Now, we will use a syringe to inject grease into the grease fitting on the X bearing. Inject until grease begins to seep out on the underside of the bearing. Repeat this step in the forward X rail bearing. Next, we will inject a thin continuous line of grease into the V groove on both sides of the Y rail. Now, using your hand, gently move the print head around its X and Y extremes in order to completely work in the grease. Once that is completed, we can repeat the diagnostic test print and examine the gaps between shells. If gaps between shells are still present on the second test print, repeat the maintenance procedure until there are no gaps present in the test print. We will now discuss greasing the Z-screw. If you notice the Z-screw producing a squeaking sound during normal operation, it is recommended that you grease the Z-screw according to the following procedure. Note, it may be necessary to repeat this procedure if the noise continues. First, we will want to lower the print bed. To lower the print bed, we will navigate to the menu, Manual Control, Lower Bed. Next, we will wipe the Z-screw clean with a lint-free wipe. As with the rails, you should see some black debris coming off the Z-screw onto the wipe. Again, it is not necessary to thoroughly scrub the Z-screw, 1 or 2 passes should suffice. Now, we will use a syringe to apply a thin layer of grease along the side of the Z-screw. Apply the grease sparingly, over-greasing the screw will attract debris. Using our gloved hand, gently work the grease into the threads of the screw. Once we work the grease with our hand, we're going to raise the print bed using the manual controls on the printer's UI. This will distribute the grease over the surface of the Z-screw. If the Z-screw continues to make noise during normal operation, repeat this procedure, taking care not to over-grease the screw.